Hi there and welcome to QDecks. In this video we are continuing with the top versatile legendary cards and are going to go through arts and culture. So here are 5 great cards that can be great additions to almost any deck, regardless of what collection or album you are using. First up we have the Black Knight. On the return, if you are trailing by 100 power or more, gain 150 power next turn. Another card I like to get into my rotation on the third turn of a round, so if you fall short and you're behind 100 power or more, you start the following round with 150 power on the board before even playing a card. So it gives you a nice head start over your opponent. Next up we have Hell. On the play, if you have lost 2 rounds this game, your cards in hand gain 55 power this turn. Of course, not an overly effective card early on in games, but quite a popular card nonetheless, and can definitely be the difference in getting back into games later on, adding 165 power to your turn if you have lost those 2 rounds. And obviously, if you do get to the last round in a tight game, you'll always have lost those 2 rounds, and Hell can be massive in that final turn. At number 3, we have Grox. On the play, if you are losing the round, your cards in hand gain 40 power this turn, and on the return, if you lost the turn, all remaining cards in both players' hands lose 40 power next turn. One of the newer cards on the list and is very popular at the moment. Straightforward, if you lose in the turn, of course you play 3 cards that turn, you'll gain 120 extra power for the turn, no matter what the cards are you're playing beside it. There is the return ability too, but as it is all cards, it kind of cancels itself out if you do happen to lose the turn. Moving on to number 2, and we have Rapunzel. On the play, if your deck contains a card from every album, your cards in hand gain 30 power this turn. So not quite as strong as Grox, but you don't have to be losing the turn to take advantage of this power buff. There is the slight restriction of needing a card from every album, but probably being the most popular card on this list shows it's not hard to fit into a lot of different decks and have an impact. And down at number 1, Ace of Swords. On the play, if played in the left slot, your cards in hand gain 25 power until played, and if played in the right slot, your opponent's cards in hand lose 25 power until played. Even though the power buff isn't quite as high as some others, I have this down at number 1 due to the ability being until played and not just for the turn, giving your other cards in hand a buff as well. And if you happen to be playing some hold cards and get an Ace of Swords around 3 times, you're given that card or those cards 75 extra power when you do play them. And of course getting the extra 75 power each turn you play the card as well, given you play 3 cards that turn of course. So that's going to do it guys. 5 versatile legendary arts and culture cards that are great additions to almost any deck. A few very popular cards here, so if you've already got them, you're most likely getting a lot of use out of them. And if you haven't, make sure to go out and trade for them. Let me know below which one's your favourite. If you enjoyed the video, hit some buttons for me, and until next time, take care.